You guys, this outdoor butterfly enclosure has worked out so much better than I ever dreamed or even imagined it would. And there are some adorable things happening in there. So let's go see. This is that enclosure that I bought on Amazon, and I have it linked in my Amazon storefront in the description. We have our first Monarch chrysalis in the enclosure. And, yesterday I was filming my members only full garden tour, and I showed them this one, but I couldn't find any more. Well, I found one more, but I found more. Right up here, we have a jay hanger. So this adorable little one is getting ready to pupate and form its chrysalis. There's another one right here in front of us, and it had to have been here yesterday when I was filming, and it's so incredibly disguised. Can you see it? You can probably see it, but let's get up close and it'll start to come into focus. There we go. It's right on the side of the screen. But oh my gosh, when you pull back, well, now we see where it is, but like kind of to there, it's like you don't even notice it. Well, to me. And over in that corner, there's another chrysalis there. And these chrysalides look super healthy. Now there's another one in here that does not, and I'll show you why. This one down here, first of all, it's kind of small, but it's got some brown right on the front of it. And that's a sign of OE spore buildup. So that butterfly is probably not going to be super healthy or thrive. And as time goes, it will show more of that brown. And that's a sad thing, but it is part of butterfly life, particularly in Florida. So that's why you really got to know what you're doing if you're raising monarchs. And like I'm doing here by keeping my milkweeds in a protective cover where they can't have lots of butterflies landing on them and leaving spores. And this particular milkweed is tropical milkweed. Look at this adorableness right here. And normally 100% I prefer Florida native milkweed, but my Florida native milkweeds still are growing back and are absolutely not enough to sustain caterpillars. Another thing I want to let you know is, I've been setting these potted plants out like during the day when I'm out here to get some eggs on them, and then I move them in here. Well, I don't have any of my milkweed set out right now because they got egg bombed. There's a bunch of baby caterpillars in here. I'm going to show you a couple. See, we can see there's the evidence. And oh my gosh, look at that little bundle of adorableness. That is a baby monarch caterpillar. And there's a good number of them in here on this milkweed. Oh my gosh, and look at this. See, yesterday when I was filming for my members, I didn't think I had any queen caterpillars, but I do. You see that second set of antenna kind of a little bit down from the head antenna? That's a queen. So I have some queen caterpillars. Yay! Here's another little monarch. And another little monarch. And this is just on one little stem of this plant. You see the little shadow through? There's somebody there. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at the little aphids. I think aphids are the funniest looking little things. Look at them. They're actually kind of cute. Look, they're fighting with each other. Everybody hates aphids, but when you watch them up close, they're kind of comical. And they don't hurt the caterpillar. You just don't want to get too many of them because they'll drain the nutrients out of the milkweed. But what normally happens is the ladybugs will come, which I've got it in my mind to watch my garden, see if I find any ladybugs and catch them and toss them in here because they can't get in to this enclosure, and that way I can keep these little aphids at bay. See, here's another one here. Oh, and I found another queen. Yay! So queen butterflies are beautiful. They look similar to monarchs, only their wing coloring is like a more darker rusty color. And they host on milkweed also. They're just not as common. I am just loving all this. And you know what? Sometimes you see in life like things frustrate you. Like I've had the sneaky snacker. Something has been coming out at night eating my milkweed and my Mexican sunflowers, which is what led me to buy this enclosure. It wasn't intended to be a monarch caterpillar raising enclosure, but that's exactly what it's becoming. And it is honestly the perfect solution for being able to raise the caterpillars and use tropical milkweed in a way that doesn't allow it to become invasive. And yet I have large quantities of milkweed to feed as we're still waiting for my native milkweeds to grow because they go dormant here in the winter. But we have a year-round population of monarchs here, and it's kind of like walking a tightrope to make it all happen. So I supplement with the tropical, but I take care of it properly so it can't become invasive. And just real quick, some people think tropical milkweed is responsible for OE. It is not. OE can get on any kind of milkweed, any kind. There's reasons why people think about the tropical with the OE is because it doesn't go dormant, so the spores can build up over a longer period of time, which is why you either keep it somewhere where butterflies can't land on it or cut it back regularly all the time. Cut it back to remove the old growth, and then new growth will come that won't be covered in spores. Okay. Let me go show you my native milkweeds. Coming up here, this is my Florida native wildflower garden. And this pot is a wetland pot. And growing in it, I have some aquatic milkweed or Asclepias perennis. Now, this is a Florida native milkweed that does not go dormant. So it's great for the year-round population, except, do you see the leaves? Do you see how big it is? Like, this is an old, mature plant, and that's all we've got, right? I have another one over here. And even though they don't go dormant, I find with mine, they'll all of a sudden just die back or disappear and then come back. And that wouldn't even feed one monarch caterpillar. All of that milkweed, one monarch caterpillar would eat that all down. And then the next one I have is Asclepias incarnata. Now I have them in these contraptions here so that they won't get eaten by the sneaky snacker. These are seedlings. I grew these from seed this year, so they won't get to be strong, sturdy plants. They will grow more and produce leaves, but they're not going to have like the super thick, well-established stem like my second, third year swamp milkweeds, which are growing out of dormancy over here, which I also have covered so they won't get eaten while we're waiting for them to grow back. Now these, look at the difference. These have more lush leaves. Their stems are thicker because even though they started growing at the same time as the ones I started from seed, these ones are 2 and 3 years old. So this is a wonderful milkweed for Florida, but you're not really gonna get the leaves going until about now on a 2 or 3 year old plant, a more mature plant, which you can buy at nurseries, like plant nurseries. A lot of times will have the more mature plant. You'll see when you buy them, like they'll have the old stems from the year before at the bottom. Look for that when you're buying your swamp milkweed. But even these ones, look, they have the mature stems and they're still, that's where we are right now. So that's why I'm supplementing now. And I also have non-native balloon milkweed growing, which lives as an annual here. I love it. It's beautiful. And I have a very small giant milkweed plant that will get huge. That is wonderful. It's also non-native, but it doesn't become invasive or spread seeds. I also have some balloon milkweed seedlings growing out here, some of which will get planted up in that garden. Some of them will probably go in the enclosure to feed caterpillars. But you guys, to me, balloon milkweed is my favorite as far as what it looks like. I absolutely love it. And last year I didn't grow any. I think the year before I didn't. I used to have a whole patch of it several years ago. It was beautiful. And I am so excited to have a whole patch again. Wait till you see them bloom. They're gorgeous, and we'll be in there looking at them when that happens. Since we're talking about host plants, another area of my garden I've been working on is for Passiflora incense, and I've got some of the other host plants for the Gulf fritillary and zebra longwing butterfly. I'm trying to get them all kind of in one central area so it's easier to show them and talk about them. There's a little Gulf fritillary flying around right now. So right here in this corner of my garden, I have my 2 obelisk trellises and a red trash can in the background. The reminder to please tap the like button whenever you see the red trash can in my video. All of the Passiflora that was growing on them died in the freeze, but I've got a lot more coming up all over the garden. And one right there is coming up. So I stuck this trellis in right where it was coming up, which happened to be nicely centered. And you can see it's growing up and over to the obelisk trellis. So what I have done with these obelisk trellises is I use these little squares that are from a cube shelf kit, and I just lay them in the trellis. They don't come with the trellis. And then I can put pots. So all of these are potted Passiflora incense that I have plucked up out of my garden. And if you pluck them up and just stick them in dirt, they'll look sad for a little bit and then they'll pop right back up and root. And here's a big pot I had sitting out, and every time I found one coming up, I just pluck it up and stick it in the dirt, and now I have a whole pot full of it, and then the top one there. So those will all get long and viney and hopefully cover this whole trellis. You see my side yard? I've been working out there. Still just more like clearing out, covering up more. And, that's all. But I have been doing stuff. So Passiflora incense is just one of the host plants I have. I also have corky stem passion vine. So this one was up front. I brought it back here and put it in a hanging basket. And there's another little corky stem right there. And I also have Passiflora pallens, which is another host. My corky stem and Passiflora pallens are Florida natives. The Passiflora incense is a hybrid of a Florida native. The Florida native it is a hybrid of is Passiflora incarnata or maypop passion vine. And I like how this whole little area is coming together. I've got some of my tropical looking things gathered here, and I put some zinnia seeds in the bottom of my butterfly pea, which does not seem to be coming back, but I grew some from seed, and you can see my little seedlings I planted in here. So we'll see how they do. I have a lot of seedlings. Oh, here's another one here. I have a lot of seedlings, so we'll keep trying and get it going again, because this is also a host plant for the long-tailed skipper. So all in all, I kind of like organizing my garden with like some of the major host plants all together. And I was out in the garden yesterday evening. I was over in the side yard and I saw a couple golf fritillaries. So I thought, well, I'll just leave them there. And then I thought, no, normally I would, but I only have seen one golf fritillary a day. And we need more than that. So for now, I'm just going to keep bringing a lot in. So now I have a lot, y'all. Wait till you see. So now I have 4 floral tubes, and the floral tubes are jam-packed with cuttings of Passiflora incense. That's another fabulous thing about it. It does fabulously as cuttings. I mean, what if you can stick it in a pot of dirt and it'll root? You know it's good. Well, I used to have only 2, and now I'm up to 4. So I'm going to move the camera around and you can just kind of get a glimpse of everybody who's in here. These are everywhere in here, and they're starting to pupate on the light. Well, the light's on the outside of the enclosure, but I'm surprised they went right to it. But that's okay. They can do whatever they want to do. They're free to do whatever they want. This is so fabulous. So when I find another little guy, just plop him in. And let me tell you, these take water. Look at, I filled it this morning. It's already halfway down. So if you're going to do this, you just need to make sure you're refilling that water on all those cuttings, because they'll use a lot. Look, we're having a light rain, and the cardinals are loving it. So cute. They love a light rain. But I need to go in. It just started raining harder, but look at, I think it's my catbird. There's a shepherd's hook right there. Let's see if we can zoom. And it's just up there sitting in the rain, fluffing up its feathers. Oh man, we need this rain. We haven't had rain in so long. I am so grateful. Listen how happy he is. He's sitting in my flame vine pot. How adorable. Sometimes I'll be out here watering, they'll come play in the hose. It's so cute. I mean, think about what it's like for them, how long we've gone with no water to all of a sudden have it. Now, my garden, they all have it. That's why they all live here. I have so many different kinds of birds that live close to my garden for that very reason. I don't put out bird seed ever, but I get all the birds because I have water features like that bird bath right there. Look, somebody's in the bird bath now. And look at this one here on the shepherd's hook. They love shepherd's hooks, y'all, too. I see the birds land on the shepherd's hooks all the time in my garden. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I can just sit and watch this. Let's take a little walk through. It's a great way to wrap up this video. Look at the puddles. And if you're wondering why I don't put the Passiflora incense cuttings in my kombucha bottles where they can hold more water, why I put them in the floral tubes on top, because that water gets all gross and stanky. And I don't like it, and it smells awful, and I can't. I feel like that doesn't contribute to a healthy situation. Where in the floral tubes, they're taking that water fast and they're constantly getting in fresh water. So, oh my gosh, you hear it? I'm stomping in the puddle. I love puddles. They're constantly getting fresh water. When you have to constantly refill the floral tube, the water doesn't get gross and yucky, because we want healthy host plant cuttings. Yeah, there's the mockingbird over there. Oh my gosh, how lovely was this? A middle of the afternoon rain. My garden is going to be so happy. So happy. Pentas garden, everybody's doing well here. I need more flowers though still. I need my Mexican sunflowers to do their job, which they're very close. There's my Mexican sunflower garden, and they have buds and they're about to open. So soon that whole rose is going to be a burst of Mexican sunflowers. Hopefully there'll be butterflies on them. Meanwhile, I just have that one little orange one down there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you have already tapped the like button. And if you want to see this garden from end to end with detailed explanations and looking at everything and hearing what I'm working on in an hour-long video that I post every month for members, then join my channel. Just tap the join my channel link in the description box. It'll just take you to the information and you can read about it and decide if that's for you. You would also, oh my gosh, the woodpecker's out. You would also, you see him down there? Get access. He's gone again. Oh, he's at the bird bath down there. Let's zoom. You would also get access to my early videos that are only members only now of when I started this garden and how it all came together. He's so cute. I don't know if you can hear him. The little woodpecker makes this little noise. Here comes the blue jay to my other bird bath. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. Okay. As much as I'd love to just sit and film these birds in my garden, this video is coming to you tonight. So I've got a little bit of work to do and I'm going to go do my work and you do your work. And if you've made it to here, you know how a few videos ago you tapped a caterpillar? We're going to do a funny word. What funny word should we do? Something that has absolutely nothing to do with butterfly gardening. Okay. I can't think of a word. You post a funny random word, just one word that's just silly and ridiculous, and I'll know why you did it. And then I'll laugh. I'll give you laugh emojis back, and we're going to make everybody else wonder, what on earth are they talking about? So a nice, clean, happy, fun, friendly, funny word, and then I'll laugh at it. That's going to be fabulous. Okay, I'll see y'all in the comments and in my next video. Bye, everyone.